There's just something that's intangible.
There is something remarkably magical about what happens inside these four walls.
The list of people that have recorded here is just mind-boggling.
It's infectious, it grabs you, and it intrigues me, you know, and something like this it's just a cool thing to get to be a part of.
For about 1.5 years, we've been putting together this opportunity to come down to Fame and record a very, very special EZX library. In this instance, like every library, we needed a great producer, we needed a great engineer, and we needed a fantastic drummer.
Well, I think it was very, very necessary for us to do research. Rick and I spent a lot of time gathering information, and not only watching the Muscle Shoals movie, but really digging deeper than that, even to the degree of placing things exactly where they would have been 50 years ago.
I mean, to me, it's not only trying to copy and get what they did, but get the spirit of what they did across. So a good base to start with was finding a period and looking at the gear, looking at the mic, and looking at the chain they used on things to get that sound. So we had a base, a foundation to work from.
This drum set is period-wise consistent with what would have been going on in the 60s. This kit can do anything. It's still modern sounding, you know, but it also applies to the old school R&B stuff. This specific kit is a 1959 pink marine transition badge Ludwig set. It's just the basic drum set that just about everybody played for many, many years, particularly through the 60s.
We dove in to the detail of it, and to match that chain, we, you know, brought in, that was the old UA console. So we brought in the UA preamps, the 610s. The mics, I scoured and found, you know, all the mics that was part of that original setup. So, you know, between talking to some great folks like Jimmy Johnson and getting ideas, talking to the studio here, that's where we started.
We come up with the idea of having one mic overhead, looking down at the whole kit. Then they have a bass drum mic and a hi-hat mic, and all the toms were over the top. But, you know, that was basically it.
And that was the same for the earlier recordings, all the way through the Rolling Stones? Or?
Yeah, even the Stones. See, that's how I mic'd Charlie's set.
For that classic period of the studio, the U47 is a centerpiece of the whole kit. I mean, you know, the stories go that, especially the Stones, when they heard the drum sound that they got here, it was like they wanted to buy that mic, you know, the 47 that the studio had.
We were very respectful of the fact that we were able to actually work here. You know, it was not lost on any of us that we really had to be true to what kind of happened here, a nod to the early stages of the Muscle Shoals music scene, a nod to the middle stages, and even more contemporary.
I'd love this to get to young producers and musicians who will get a tangible example, a real tangible example of what classic drum sounds really are today, but more importantly, what they were then. There's
an energy here that you feel, and you know, to capture that and hopefully inspire, you know, writers, artists, everybody. That's what it's about.
And what we're really attempting to do is create a way of people who would not have the privilege of being here, not have the opportunity to come in here, to be able to play record producer in Muscle Shoals, songwriter in Muscle Shoals, engineer in Muscle Shoals. This to me is the end game.
We're at Fame. This is how it is done. This is how it was done. And these are the real examples of what you're going to get to work with.
We're going to be providing a whole new generation with the tools that are necessary to understand for themselves firsthand what it means to work down here.